So guys, Peter Obi recently had a coffee session with some Nigerian youths, and during that period he told them that after this coming election he will never want to contest again for the presidency, because the presidency is going to go to the north, and by the time he comes back to the south he's going to be 77 years old. He will never want to come and contest again. Instead, he will be supporting anybody who has any political ambition. So Peter Obi was trying to tell Nigerians that this election is very important, meaning that Nigerians have to ensure he takes over leadership if we want to correct the errors of all these cabals that you have seen. You have seen how Nigerians are faring today, but the cabals are celebrating that people are defecting from other parties to join them. So for them, they feel they are the winners. Peter Obi was actually sending a message telling Nigerians that this is the time for us to get it right. Because if we don't get it right this time around, it might be difficult to correct. So you can imagine if he goes to the north, who knows who is going to take over leadership? By the time he comes back to the south, who knows if we are going to be having credible people who really want to see Nigeria move forward. So guys, I'm going to allow you to take a look at what this spokesperson for the Obedient family has got to say. But before we get to that video, a northerner has a message for Showore for coming out to insult Peter Obi. Take your time, watch this video and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now take a look.
All right, sorry. I've been looking through the internet and I saw that I've been consistently checking. And I saw that when you wake up in the morning, the first person that will come to your mouth is Peter Obi. Today, Peter Obi this. Tomorrow, Peter Obi that. Next tomorrow, Peter Obi that. Peter Obi this, that. Every time you call Peter Obi. Even when Peter Obi went to Rome, to the Pope swearing in, or what they call it, you said that Peter Obi went there, they bounced him, they didn't allow him to enter. He went before, when they went to do lying in state as the Pope. This was that one down. Now let me explain to you. Because now you are behaving like an industry plant. Yes, that's what you are doing. You are doing like industry plants. Now, Peter Obi have explained. Even the one you say he lobbied to go to Rome, to go and meet President Tinubu, to go and beg him because of the 300 and something, how much the fidelity is, that the court, say fidelity should pay somebody. Peter Obi have replied you. He said, number one, that he is not the owner of fidelity. That just like he has headed fidelity, he has headed 5 organizations. Now, Peter Obi went for that. He says that, how will he go to Rome to go and lobby the president? That he has never asked to see the president. That even if this is the first time that him and Tinubu are seeing in years since the election, that he have not seen him, that he doesn't have time to be looking for the president. He's busy chasing his political career. Now, sorry, there are issues to be discussed. The governor of Borno State have said that there are politicians in Borno are aware of even in working with Boko Haram members. Now he says that even people in the army are working with the Boko Haram and giving them information. These are the kind of issues that you will look at. There is a video trending online when Fabio says that they have collapsed everything in the south for Tinubu. He says that as a matter of fact, that Tinubu will be the only candidate that will represent the APC. That no opposition, nobody will oppose him. That every Nigerian, including you and I, must vote for him. Now, these are issues that you are supposed, because we are slowly moving into one party, and then we are moving to a point whereby we can't even touch. These are issues that you will look at. Not that when you wake up in the morning, your focus is Peter Obi. You are acting like you are working for somebody. You are an opposition. Don't forget, you have a political party that you two are trying to see if you can be president. So why is Peter Obi now your problem? You are on an opposition. There are issues to be discussed. Please, this behavior you are doing is industry plant behavior. You are doing like an industry plant. So you have to be very, very focused on your own goal as a politician, because you two, you have followers. Some of us are following you. And when you are talking about Peter that didn't do anything, we'll be like, who are we even following? We don't follow Matman or something. Allegedly, if I talk now, they say, Malan Shaib Zango talk with you. No, but I'm the spice creator. Google me if you like. You can Google me. But everything I say is allegedly for.
And Peter Obi says 2027 might be his last shot at the presidency after he confirmed he will run for president in 2027 under the Labour Party platform. In a viral video, Obi stated that by 2027, he'll be 65 and might not be willing to pursue public office beyond that age, citing concerns about contesting elections in his 70s. Obi assured continued support for young Nigerians committed to national transformation. He blamed the ruling government for fueling turmoil in the Labour Party and the People's Democratic Party, the PDP. The 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate emphasized the need for strong opposition parties in Nigeria's democracy.
It is my belief that this thing, we should even have retirement age for country. I don't want to be running for office. By 2027, I'll be 65 years old, as at the time of the election. And if, for example, they do it north and south, so if it didn't come to me, if I was not lucky, it will go north 2031. The next time it's coming to south is 2039. Am I right?
Yes.
I'll be about 77 years. I wouldn't want to do any election. It will make a mess of it. I don't want to do that.
The question, he was there at the Northern Elders meeting, and the question of coalition has been on and on, but Obi says, I am running on the platform of the Labour Party. That is sending, should I say wrong signals? I don't know. What do you make of it? Because they're talking coalition, he's meeting with the coalition, he's going to their meetings, but he says, I'm still running on the platform of Labour Party.
It's just the simple truth. He's still a member of the Labour Party. I was there when he made the comment. And so it was in context. He was asked a question and it was in response that he said he would be running. If today, here and now, there was an election or there is an election, tomorrow in the next 24 hours, that's the party he would be running under. That's the platform that he would use. So he was very specific. All the other members of the coalition are still in their parties. None of them has come to say X, Y, that they're out of it. But I don't know, somehow the media, I will be thanking Arise News, for giving us the opportunity to be able to explain so that the public is not misled, because it is very important that the people who listen aren't misled. So thank you for inviting me to your program.
So what you're saying is that the coalition talks are still on and is still part of the coalition talks.
Of course, he's still part of the coalition talks.
So tomorrow, he may not, the language or the phrase I will run on the Labour Party may change. If the coalition takes root, he may then run.
Who knows? And what I always want to let people understand is that the coalition is still in the gestation stages. It's too early for anybody to start to say to you, this is what's going on. Yes, I know that Peter Obi sells news, so that's why you would find a lot of media houses have taken it upon themselves to draw news from a rock. And Peter Obi is an Okute, his name is the rock, isn't it?
When Obi says that the government is to be blamed for the crisis, you listened to Dr. Ahmadi a while ago, I don't know whether you listened to him. When Obi says the crisis in the Labour Party and the PDP is orchestrated by the government or the Tinubu administration, as the case may be, I'm wondering, isn't that a case of shooting himself, their parties in the leg? Because you're saying that you people can handle it. For me, I'm thinking, I don't know. So I'm asking, isn't that shooting themselves in the leg when you said that somebody is the one causing your crisis?
Why is it that in Nigeria we don't like to call a spade a spade? We know what's going on.
I don't know.
He gave a classic example of a time when President Yaradua, when he was in government and the APGA was having a problem, and he called the then INEC chairman and said to him, I want this thing to be over. I need it to end now. And it did. So when there are issues within the political party and people are crying wolf and people are saying to you that this is where the issues are coming from, we're not conjuring up these names. You should ask yourself, when you think about this, then you should ask yourself, why is the APC in panic mode? Why are they acting as if
who says that?
Pardon me, let me finish. They are. The way that they're acting, the way they're goading Nigerians, the way they're goading people into defections, tells you that they're in panic mode, tells you that they know. They themselves are also interested in the coalition. Yes.
Defection is part, I mean, anyway, whichever way you look at it, I mean, our constitution seems to have an issue there.
No, we don't have an issue. There's no issue. Everybody is entitled to freedom of association.
Yeah. So,
absolutely. But
so
when you have a rubber stamp National Assembly that refuses to declare those seats vacant, please give me the answer, Mr. MD.
I just read a news where the National Assembly takes exception to being called the rubber stamp.
That's by the way.
That's by the way. The question
I didn't stutter.
Somebody watching will ask when Obi keeps pointing a finger and PDP keeps pointing a finger at some other external influence. The question is the Labour Party and the PDP, well, we're talking about Labour Party, expecting another party or an outsider to solve your crisis?
Absolutely not.
So
just because His Excellency Peter Obi is talking in coalition doesn't mean that he's not also having conversation within the Labour Party to be able to sort out the internal issues that have been brewing. That's not it at all. But truth be told, I'm not going to sit down here and then start to divulge certain
Solving
information.
Nigeria's problems, does it dwell with the North? That's what he said.
To a large extent. I'm from the North, and that always gives me a lot of joy because all my life, for a long time, what you hear is Nigeria's oil wealth. We have, over time, we've forgotten the other regions. So when he says that the vast arable lands in northern Nigeria, he put it also in context. I'm not good with numbers, so I'm not going to go there. He let us know that Bangladesh, in what they put out in terms of productivity is just the size of 2 northern Nigerian states. And we know that we have the numbers. We know that we have the vast arable land. We also know that we have mineral resources that can be of great, that can put Nigeria back on the pedestal that she belongs. That's what he's saying. It's time for the North to look inward. It's time for us to begin to say, we can do this.
He talked about the North has been voting for something else. It's time to vote for competence and capacity. Mm-hmm. And any right-thinking individual will ask, you're having issues in your party. So which competence and capacity are they voting for if you can't handle your problems? He's advising the North to vote for competence and capacity.
You're still trying to put me into a spot that I'm not going to follow with you. When you people make these kind of comments, I'm wondering, are you trying to elicit a negative response from me? Peter Obi let me tell you something. Peter Obi himself is stronger than all those politicians put together. He's more competent and he's shown capacity, especially because when you look at the trajectory of the things that he has done, he's been consistent. So when you look at Peter Obi, the obedient movement, the one thing you can say about us is that we are one of the most honest people. We wear our hearts on our sleeves. Peter Obi is more interested in a Nigeria. He's always said it, that he's not interested in power grabbing. So his message is not about snatch it, grab it, run with it. It's not served a la carte. He wants the consciousness of Nigerians to wake up. That in itself shows capacity. That in itself shows competence. It's not just about the party and issues that we have. There's a bigger picture. And that's why everywhere we go, everywhere you go, his name is on everybody's lips. Yes or no?
He says, sorry?
Yes or no? He's in the discussions. I'm not talking, even in the crisis situation. My mother was a journalist, my late mom, and she would say to you that when they were taught that no news is particularly bad news. So even with the crisis, the man has been steering himself and the party, including the obedient movements, in the right direction. Like I said, it's about the consciousness of Nigerians. PO always wants for Nigerians to understand what their rights are. He lets people, you heard him say that when he's a certain age, he might not want to run. Let me just say this to PO. Sir, remember that you're running for that office through us, the Nigerian people who believe in you. So we might just ask you to run again.
Yeah, but if he knows he can't go on, you can't force him back, but that's by the way. He says crimes and insecurity in the North is a consequence of poverty. And the region must invest in education because it's the easiest way to tackle poverty. poverty. What is he saying to the North when he says this? Is he saying to the North that their leaders have failed them?
The leaders all over Nigeria have failed Nigerians. It's not peculiar to the North, but like I said, context, he was speaking to a northern group that invited him to come there. So it had to be in context. Nigerian leaders have failed Nigerians over the years. You must agree that things haven't gone well for us. Are we still Nigeria's giant of Africa? People still ask. So yes.
We're still, I don't know, in maybe numbers.
Numbers?
Yeah.
What do you mean by numbers?
Nigeria is, it's the biggest black continent, African continent.
Yeah, in terms of numbers.
In the world, yeah.
In terms of numbers, but insecurity is rife. We have, I think we're second, you know, I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, in terms of out of school children in Africa. The issues with child mortality rates, women, do you understand? Women and children mortality rates. So what is it? Where? Okay. Do Nigerians, please excuse me, do Nigerians have the basics? Do we have basic healthcare, basic education? Are our children on the streets? And so when I say rubber stamp, I didn't stutter. When the National Assembly decides to say to Nigerians that compulsory voting, they want to do it like I think Brazil and Australia, then any right-thinking person should ask, what they should be asking is, why is there voter apathy? Why won't Nigerians want to come out to exercise what is their fundamental human right? Why is there such a distrust of the government? Those are the questions that they should be asking. And you know, you want to be like Brazil, you want to be like Australia, they have energy, they have light. Do you understand how much is energy costing the average Nigerian? SMEs can't even thrive because everything is so costly. People can barely feed and go to the market. Those are the issues that I would be expecting our National Assembly to take seriously. Not that they're going to penalize. It's not yet. We're not there yet.
All right, before I let you go. So, just a final word on that. So, in context, for now, Obi says he is going to contest on the Labour Party, but the coalition is still on and things can change.
Yes, because change is the only thing that is constant, isn't it, Mr. Indy? So let's leave it at that, yes?
All right, thank you.
Into it was a coalition. The coalition talk has continued non-stop, and the plan is to unseat the current ruling party, which is the APC. Now, from the APC, they said, nah, they're just wasting their time. But yesterday, it looked pretty much like, okay, something is starting to happen. You did have Mr. Peter Obi there, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, not forgetting to Mr. Rabiu Kwankwaso as well of the Kwankwasia movement. You also had former Governor of River State, Mr. Mechi there as well. And all of them were seated for the coalition meeting. The reason, well, they said it was actually to talk to the people of the North. And then Mr. Peter Obi also gave an address where he spoke about why there's poverty in the North, why there's so much suffering, and why the Northern leaders would need to step up and invest in the North and also in the future of the children. So there you have the footage there. But we also heard that it was marred at certain points
some delegates
by some delegates who engaged in, well, not really fisticuffs, but we did hear that it almost led to that. Trading words.
Yeah, the delegates didn't want the person that was appointed to speak on their behalf. So when the secretary, Babacha Lawal had said that this is the person who will speak on their behalf, they blocked the stage, refusing to allow the person to speak
kind of like behalf. What happened in River
Babacha Lawal, and then
at the town hall, yes.
The town hall. Why is he speaking? Who is he?
Yeah, but I guess the people have a right to decide who they think will be better suited to represent their interests. You know, eventually, it was the son of former state governor that spoke on their behalf.
And sadly, that was one of the biggest takeouts of, I mean, regardless of everything that happened.
Yeah.
Many people focused on that conundrum.
Yeah, you're right. But what does this mean for Nigerian politics? Well, at the same time, I'm a bit confused. I'll use that word confused because the papers, as at yesterday on Sunday, were putting double headers. The first header was the coalition meeting, which you just saw. The next header was Peter Obi says he's going to run on
Labour Party.
So,
I don't know.
Is he going for a coalition? I mean, is he going to run on Labour Party's platform?
I believe it's still early days. It's still early days, and I don't think they've agreed to anything yet. But the biggest news is at least 3 of them, 3 political heavyweights,
Even
can
4,
sit
even
down
5,
yeah.
they're
in
more
the
now.
same place. So
Yeah.
that should send some signals to the ruling APC that, you know, the opposition is getting its act together. They mean business. They will be praying for them not to be able to unify and
They've
agree.
said it's not going to
yes,
work. They're
and
just
they've already
wasting
said
their
it's not
time.
going
Yeah,
to work.
it's
So I guess
it's a
we'll
waste
play
of
the game
time.
of wait and see.
Exactly. I mean, if they work together, you know, for those who are Christians, the Bible talks about the Tower of Babel and how they had to speak multiple languages for that tower not to get to a certain level, because we're trying to build
Confusion.
this tower to get to heaven. But, you know, God said, if I allow these people continue, they will one day get to me. So you know what? Speak different languages.
And
Division
that's
is
where
always...
languages like Ibibio, Yoruba, and others came.
Why did you start with Ibibio? Why did you say friend?
Johansson, how do you feel attacked?
But let me also say this, guys. This is the bigger picture. The bigger picture is we've seen the APC moving with serious force to ensure that they galvanize movements within the South, and it's starting to pay off. You do have River State, you do have Delta, Akwa Ibom is looking good, Cross River. So it's like the APC is getting set for 2027 and it's looking very good. Now, if you come to the Southwest, it's also starting to look pretty good one way or the other, especially in the Southwest. But there's a problem, the North. And we do remember what they say about the North.
The North Central, North East, North West,
the North itself,
entire North.
up North, the entire North. Now, whether you like it or not, whatever, like they say, whatever happens in the North, up North, kind of like trickles down to the Central. So this is starting to become, I think the APC, regardless of whatever they're saying, it's also a cause for worry, because if the Northern leaders, you know, merge together and say this is it.
I can't remember the politician that said this. Let's be careful of not making these mistakes. Governors don't decide votes.
No, they don't.
So you might have governors in the Southeast and the entire South that have endorsed a president, and then on election day you see a different result. So let's not be too excited about saying, because political analysts tend to do that. Once a governor has decamped or has changed parties, then it means the entire state is going to vote this way. No, the people will decide at the end of the day. So
I agree.
Yes.
We
also need to remember that factor. That's
I also saw a tweet I wish I shared with you guys. Where is this tweet? I can't seem to find it now.
Okay.
Of course, it's a politician.
What's the idea behind it?
He actually made a tweet, and it's something that you also would want to think about. He said that he is the first to state it here, and is going to make it clear that everyone who is moving to the APC, that there are a few people who are moving there. It's a strategy from the other political parties. Just go there, join them, and destabilize everything in 2027. And I laughed. I'm like,
yeah.
He said, I'm saying it here now, watch and see. And I'm like, okay, drama.
I mean,
Bottom
just
line,
also
drama.
quote something that was attributed to Peter Obi. It was said that he said that the region struggle with insecurity and rising criminality is not rooted in culture or religion, but in deep systemic poverty. He says, and I quote, "You cannot fight poverty without education, and you cannot fight insecurity without addressing hunger and hopelessness. The North has voted for religion and tribe in the past. Now is the time for competence, character, and a shared national vision." Who will the North be voting
He's
for?
right.
Will it be the coalition or something else?
Reminds us of what's it called? Game of Thrones. When you talk about the North. Yeah.
What's that guy's name called? Forgotten here, but did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
Oh yes, I love Jide Kosoko's part. It was sweet, it was lovely, you will love it.
You will forgot that Femi Kuti played.
Yeah.
Inside there. There's a scene where he was playing saxophone.
Terrible.
I remember, you're right.
All right, moving away from the conversations about the King of the North or the Kings of the North. Just to wrap things up, JAMB has released results again for the receipt, and there have been reactions from a number of people. People started to share their results. I did see Alex Onya, the CEO of Educare, who has been at the forefront of this conversation, sharing results of some of his students who had done poorly at the first JAMB results this year, but upon the receipt had gotten really good scores. So congratulations to those who have passed, but then again, as usual, there are people who are starting to question the integrity of the receipt exam and wonder if this reveals the actual results of the students.
And when you start to cast doubt on exams, it does something to its reputation, and its authenticity. Because what happened 2 weeks ago? Why is it different now? But for those that passed after seeing the first results that had glitched, the first initial results that had mass failures, congratulations to them. But let's hope lessons have been learned. But I am still concerned, and Madam Obi Ezekwesili, former education minister, also questioned the timing, that it was too early.
Yeah.
He didn't even sit down, take a breather, you know, allow the students to recover psychologically from the trauma. And in less than 2 weeks, they were right in the same.
But just to mention that Alex Onya's students who have done really well do not represent the majority of students' results. According to reports, 70.7% of candidates scored below 200, according to JAMB. This is the rescheduled UTME. Now, let's give you what the numbers are. They say that 1.3 million candidates, representing 70.7%, scored less than 200 points in the 2025 UTME. The examination body then explained that 117,373 candidates scored above 250 points, even as 565,988 polled above 200 points. So there are other numbers here that I'm wondering if it's necessary to read. They said candidates with earlier release results need not recheck their results, as candidates affected by the withdrawal are being notified through text messages on their registered lines and their
And I heard 20,000 people didn't show up for the receipt.
But that's in a way understandable.
I mean, why?
It's bound to happen.
It's understandable,
it's bound
because
to happen. Benga, people have spent money. They've put their children on classes, you know, getting them ready. Transportation. There was a man who called. I was listening to a radio station while driving sometime before the first one. The man said he had spent so much. He had to lodge the child, not just one, about two of them, feeding, every single thing. Then sometimes it would have to go there. They had to take someone to stay with them so that they would be prepared, both in mind, spirit, body, and everything prior to the exam. And after everything, it seems like all the monies he wasted, spent, it's gone. So some people mentally, you want them to come back from that position or that space where they are in a short time and tell them to go back again. You expect them to borrow money again. So there's a lot psychologically. I agree. I was thinking that maybe a lot of them would not be able to write these exams, and I'm right, and it happened as well.
Yeah, it's sad that I mean, it's life. Some that wrote this receipt exam following the glitches still found themselves in stitches. Let's hope. I
think JAMB should have waited.
Better job.
Okay, so just to highlight that the figures we called were for the original one. We don't have the exact figures yet for the receipts. Okay, but we have seen people who have said that they haven't really. I mean, it wasn't much of a difference. But yeah, congratulations to those who have excelled after the receipt exam. I really do hope. I wonder about what this might mean for the integrity of JAMB in the coming future. In the past few years, yes, there have been failures, but Professor Oloyede had been commended for a number of the reforms that had come to JAMB, or that he had brought to JAMB. I wonder what the implication of this whole situation will cause for JAMB's integrity in the coming years. So
it's beyond shedding tears. It's doing the work and restoring the integrity.
To be honest, he did try. I think he's done some great work with JAMB before now. It's just unfortunate that this has happened. And you know, like they say, in many situations, you're as good as your last report. So people then easily would tend to forget all the others. Because I know that it was when he became registrar of JAMB, I heard for the first time that JAMB had remitted monies to federal coffers. I hadn't heard of that in a long time. So you could see that he had realized that there were gaps and there were lacuna.
Maybe that means they're charging too much for the forms. And I think you raised it on the day we spoke to.
So guys, you have heard it for yourself. I'm going to take some of the reactions that came from the video that northerner made. You know, people have been reacting to that video where he's telling Showore that there are other challenges Nigeria is having that he can pay attention to as an opposition. Now, he said, this person reacted to that video and said he needs his passport released by Tinubu. So he was giving job to attack Peter Obi like Omokri and the likes. So people are now seeing Showore as somebody who is working for Tinubu, because the way he attacks Peter Obi, Showore is just destroying his own political future. Nobody will want to associate with such a man who does not appreciate people like Peter Obi, honestly. Nobody will want to appreciate such a man. Now, this other person says Sowore is not only on PO, they are all oppressors. And Sowore exposes them as expected. This person is a Sowore supporter. He said Sowore is doing the right thing. He's not only attacking Peter Obi, he's also attacking others. And this person says Sowore mustn't be a jaga politician. His participation in politics is born out of the sniffing of Nigerians. He is Sowore again. Now, the person has added something. So what people are just trying to say is that Sowore is missing it. It's missing it. You are an opposition like Peter Obi, and you chose to be calling out Peter Obi. You can imagine Peter Obi went to Rome. Sowore just quickly tweeted and said, "Oh, Peter Obi went to meet Tinubu to discuss the death of, Fidelity Bank." And you put it on a news website as if you have. It means that everything on Sahara Reporter is not even truth. From this Peter Obi's and Sowore saga, now it is becoming clearer that everything posted on Showore's website is not the fact. How can you just come up and say Peter Obi went to beg Tinubu as regards to the debt that Fidelity is holding? That is wrong. That is wrong. Now, this person said Sowore is political liability to any party. He's currently relevant in Nigerian political space. Sowore cannot host a genuine gathering of more than 100 persons. Obedience shouldn't bother about him. I think this is really so good. This person says that Sowore how many supporters does he even have? How many supporters does he have? And this other person said nothing will satisfy a chicken that wants to eat worm while the eagle is out in the sky. Burkina, Mali, Niger are moving. The jaga politician of Nigeria will not save you guys. After PO, it's a short-term pain relief. Your pain will double rather. So, although I didn't get clearly what this person is trying to say, but see, people are not even taking it at all, Now, this person say, allow him to continue. He is being smart by half. He does not know he makes PO more popular with that. So, Sowore should just retrace his steps and allow himself to pursue his political dream, because this thing he's doing is not going to help him at all. This person said, Ona just daft. Who said he's not talking about shortcomings of Tinubu? He's talking about Peter Obi, just to let you guys know that all the same, do not fall for the Messiah game again. Sowore works for Tinubu. Both are CIA assets. Sowore lives in the USA, has no real source of income, but spends money financed to disrupt progress in Nigeria. Everyone knows Tinubu is a CIA asset for his drugs trafficking days. CIA has a hold on him. Both have the same master. So these people are saying that Sowore is just, he's just working for the United States, and he's just like, will I call it a spy? I don't know. But that's what this person is trying to say. Sowore Were, come listen. PO is an opposition like you. He is not the president. Stop playing checks on him when he is just an ordinary citizen like you. You should know better that it's useless that you are an APC move. Focus on the things in power. Focus on those on power and check autocracy instead. That he should focus on those in power, not attacking Peter Obi, who is an ordinary citizen. This person says Sowore is on a mission bigger than you all think. Your closed mind is blinded. Open your eyes and see. He is Sowore again. That is Sowore for you. People are calling me out. I think he should do better. He should really do better. He should do better. Sowore, you have to grow up. Peter Obi, is not even your class in any way and in any form. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.